Hi, I'm Dan, I'm Country Manager UK at BlaBlaCar. So to give you some context about BlaBlaCar, we're the largest ride-sharing service in the world. We connect drivers who have empty seats to people traveling the same way. So let's say, for instance, you're a driver and you drive between London and Manchester, then you would go online or on the app and you offer these empty seats. Then we recommend a price per passenger, and as a driver you can decrease this price down to £1 or you can increase it up to a certain point. But we cap all prices on the platform, so there's no profit involved as a driver. And on the passenger side, then you would open the app or go on the site, search for your route and find all the available rides to your destination. So essentially what we do is we create a win-win situation between drivers and passengers. Drivers who offer a ride on BlaBlaCar and travel with BlaBlaCar, if they take 3 passengers, they essentially cover their motoring cost. And on the passenger side, it's on average 80% cheaper than trains. Well, the sharing economy is very simply the sharing of an asset. It can be a physical asset, it can be a human asset, and very often it's associated to marketplaces because that's the way we connect a supply and a demand. In the case of BlaBlaCar, it's a peer-to-peer marketplace, meaning that if you take our passengers, for instance, there are people like you and me who want to travel at a low cost and in a convenient and reliable way. If you take our drivers, they are not professional drivers. They travel anyway and they happen to have empty seats in their car. What we do with BlaBlaCar is that we take these empty seats, and people tend to think that the largest seat inventory is in trains or in planes or in buses, and it's actually far from being the case. The largest seat inventory is in the millions of cars driving with a single occupant in the road. So we take this inventory and we unlock it to make it available for everyone. So to me, that's the sharing economy. Trust and safety is really crucial in the way we work. We have a product team and tech team centralized in Paris, and we make sure that most of our work is dedicated to new trust and safety layers. So we have created a framework that we call the DREAMS framework, and DREAMS is an acronym for the 6 pillars we believe to be crucial to create trust in a marketplace, in a sharing economy marketplace. The main challenge for us, and it's the same challenge for all marketplaces in the sharing economy, in the end you have to connect a supply and a demand. So the main challenge for all marketplaces is to reach a critical mass to offer an efficient service. When we launch in a new country, the challenge for us is to have enough passengers and drivers at the same time. Because if you come tomorrow if you download the app and you say that you want to travel to Manchester, London to Manchester as a driver, but then you have a driver who doesn't want to travel tomorrow but the day after, obviously you can't create a match in these conditions. So the main challenge is to reach critical mass. And today I say that in the UK, we managed to reach critical mass on several routes. So we don't think in terms of cities, but we think in terms of routes. And now if you want to travel between, I don't know, London and Paris, London and Bristol, London and Manchester, London and Leeds, you will have even more choice than if you go on a train website to find a departure. So the challenge for us is to make sure that we always have this critical mass on many routes. And as time goes on, it's fascinating to see that the service is not only about cost efficiency, because when we launch, we communicate a lot on the fact that, well, actually it's much cheaper than a train, or it would be faster than a bus. But as time goes on, and as we have more people on the platform, it becomes even more convenient than a train, because we start connecting cities that were not even connected before. Today, if you want to travel between, I don't know, London and Paris, or even Paris to Lyon, or let's say Montpellier to Barcelona, because you can travel between countries, you know that you have so many drivers in the marketplace that is going to be almost a door-to-door service for you. And it's very likely that you'll find a driver who will be willing to pick you up exactly where you live and drop you off exactly where you want to go. At the end of the day, when we raise money, we raise money to run a business, and the interest from investors is that the market for BlaBlaCar is absolutely huge. When I mentioned the seat inventory, because we are a transport company, we build a transport network in the end. The only difference with traditional transport network is that the network that we build is people-powered transport network. So the first interest from investors is the size of the market, obviously. I told you that largest seat inventory is not in planes or trains, but it's really in these millions and millions of cars with a single occupant driving on the roads. And the other thing is that BlaBlaCar makes sense in pretty much like almost every country. Of course, as long as fuel is not free and as long as travel with trains, buses is not free, then it makes sense to share a resource that is already there and to unlock it, to make it available for everyone. So I'd say that what is of like, huge interest to investors is the huge potential of BlaBlaCar in terms of market size and also in terms of impact that you can have on everyday life, because we are all like very passionate by what we do, and the impact that we have is really huge because we change the way people travel, and the activity in itself is really a behavioral shift. So that's what really is of interest for investors.